Thank you very much. One always feels rather foolish coming out on stage after an introduction like that, especially like that one. But it's just so really nice to be here. Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Usually there's something some protrusion I'm supposed to lean forward and read into. I once read into a reading light for 45 minutes. And no one could hear me at all, but they were all very polite. But now I've been wired up, so if you can't hear me, just shout out, and I think the sound people will fix it. I'm very honored to be invited by the Lannan Foundation to come here to this beautiful theater. If it weren't for the Lannan Foundation, I don't think I would have gotten any writing done in the last 10 years. So I mean, my hat is off to them. I'm going to keep the reading a little on the short side in honor of George O'Keeffe, who agreed that less is more. In our house growing up, we used to say more is less. But also, I always think people come to readings not really to hear the reading. They're there for the Q&A, and they're there to check out the writer's shoes and earrings. And as you can see, I wore turquoise earrings, which must really thrill you Santa Fe residents. Just what a deep thrill to see turquoise, huh? But in Wisconsin, it's very exciting, these earrings. I get a lot of compliments in Wisconsin. Here, nothing. But we can talk about my shoes, and then we can do Kate afterward. I'm going to read from my novel, A Gate at the Stairs. It's told from the vantage point of a young woman who's probably, I don't know, maybe 30, maybe 29, but she's talking about the year that she was 20 and all the really unexpected things that happened to her during that year. She's a college student in the Midwest, and I'm going to read a little bit from the beginning, from the middle, and from the end, and I hope it doesn't spoil anything. I don't think it does. I don't think it spoils anything. So it's a bit of a collage. And what else should I tell you? Her name is Tassie Couchin, and she's looking for a job that she ends up getting, but she's mostly a university student who has this part-time job. And the story that she ends up telling as an adult looking back is very much, I suppose, what you would expect when someone looks back at their life. What do they find? They find love, they find death. So this beginning part has a little bit of both. The middle part has the love part, and then there's death at the end, okay? I'm gonna have to take my glasses off to read, I think, actually. I was looking in December for work that would begin at the start of the January term. I'd finished my exams and was answering ads from the student job board, ones for childcare provider. I liked children, I did, or rather, I liked them okay. They were sometimes interesting. I admired their stamina and candor. And I was good with them in that I could make funny faces at the babies and with the older children, teach them card tricks and speak in the theatrically sarcastic tones that disarmed and enthralled them. But I was not especially skilled at minding children for long spells. I grew bored, perhaps like my own mother. After I spent too much time playing their games, my mind grew peckish and longed to lose itself in some book I had in my backpack. I was at... There's water already there. No wine, but...
Hi, Lorrie.
Hi, Kate.
My new best friend.
Now we get to analyze your outfit. Let's see your earrings.
Yeah. I wore them
They're
for the
very
birds.
nice. They're very
little-
complicated.
yeah, they're tiny little paintings of a bird.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
I don't know what they are.
You'll have to take them off and pass them.
I know. Well, but so you screwed me, Lorrie, because the whole reason I wore them was because of the first line of the book. And you started on what, like the third line?
I still had birds. I had those
You did,
birds
you
zipping
did.
through those cell phone towers.
So, but their friends, their brethren in the beginning of the book were the songbirds who'd gotten confused. They'd been caught off guard and they didn't leave early
Right.
enough.
Birds, yeah, birds are writers love birds because not only do they sing, but they get confused a lot.
Yeah.
And so they're vulnerable and they're on the decline. So writers just love birds.
Yeah, well, that was one of those things that I think you didn't understand until you were almost done with Birds of America, that you had birds in every single story.
I did, and then I thought, yeah, I had birds in every single story. But then I probably had birds in every other story of my other collections as well and didn't notice. But I noticed it that time, and I noticed it also in conjunction with a comment that Stephen Sondheim had made, that the use of bird imagery is a sign of a second-rate poet. I thought, uh-oh. Because he was a protege of Oscar Hammerstein, who used birds all the time, even more than I, and really absurdly. You know,
Well,
to sing through the night like a lark that's learning to pray. Okay, a lark.